had the privilege of taking 9 of our youth. Laura Baylor and I were the chaperones, were the leaders, and it was a really wonderful experience. It was definitely unique and once-in-a-lifetime experience for all of us. And I know that when I got home, I spent several days just kind of ruminating and thinking about all of our times together, and it was definitely a fulfilling and faithful experience for all of us. And so this slideshow that's been playing while you ate were mostly my pictures, but also I stole some from social media, of like the speakers and everything. But so the gathering was from July 16th through the 20th, and we came home on the 21st. And our theme was created to be, and each day had it created to be brave, created to be authentic, created to be free, created to be disruptive, created to be disciples. And so we had a motto for each day. And each evening there was a big mass gathering at the Pelicans Smoothie King Center, where the basketball team, the Pelicans, play in New Orleans, and we filled that up all the way up to the top. And and then during the day, we had different activities. Our first day was our service project, our accompaniment day, and we did a service project with Common Ground Relief. And I wrote a little bit about it on the back of that paper that's on all of your tables, and it's also up here. That's us. And so they are an organization that is trying to help revive the bayou, the swamplands around New Orleans. And they also have a food pantry. And so we helped them with weeding their vegetation. They're going to transplant into the marshlands in the fall. And then on day number 2, it was our Synod Day. And we first did this scavenger hunt around this French Quarter, and then we went on into a big worship service with the other synods from Region 9, which is pretty much the whole southeastern United States. And so we were with all of the other North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia and Virginia and Florida churches, as well as Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. I'm probably missing something. Tennessee, I think, as well. And then Friday was our interactive learning day, and we got to spend most of the day in the convention center, where the convention center is enormous, and they had just hundreds of sites set up for everybody to wander through and walk through and just be able to learn. And also they had fun stations. They had a whole room with inflatables for bouncing and then playing gaga ball and different games. And so that was they also had a big shop where we could buy t-shirts and stickers and stuff like that. And so it was a fun day just to be able to explore all of these places and learn, and just it was really big and it's hard to explain. And then on on Saturday we had a worship service in the morning, and that was the conclusion of the youth gathering. And it was pretty amazing to fill up that Smoothie King Center and worship together and have communion together with 16,000 people taking communion. That was an organizational feat right there. And then that was the conclusion. And then we went on and we did a Mississippi boat ride and got to experience that. And then Sunday was our day to come home, and we had flight disruptions, and that was no fun, but we made it. And so one of our youth is not here today, and that is Eleanor Hammock, and she made a little video because all of the youth are going to come speak. And so I thought I would show you Eleanor's video before we get started.
So of my favorite moments from the youth gathering were when we were hanging out as a youth group. I especially liked when we played games like poker and Uno. I also liked handing out these bracelets to other churches. Jack handed out so many bracelets, it was insane. I also really liked the food. Walk-ons was really good. And I saw God in speakers and singers like Jacqueline Bussey and Blessing Offer. They were both really powerful and awesome. And I'm very thankful for the opportunity to get to go on this trip.
So yeah, all of us want to say thank you to you. And so each of the youth are going to come up and tell a little bit about their experiences. First up is Ben.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Ben. I'm a recently graduated senior, and I'm going to be going to NC State, moving in on Friday, so that's very exciting. Similar to Eleanor, my favorite memories were also just group time, and after each mass gathering, we would all flood the streets, all 15,000 of us, and we'd be handing out bracelets. Once we ran out of bracelets, we were handing out airheads, and it was just a really fun time to get to meet all these random people from all over, and just connect with them in really simple ways. But it was a lot of fun. And then another favorite memory was after that, we would all go back to our hotel, and usually we play Uno, and that was just really fun. We always had some new random person from a different youth group that joined in, and it was just a lot of fun at the end of the day, something to kind of look forward to wrap up the day. The moment where I saw God the most was probably the mass worship, when 15,000 of us all said the Apostles' Creed like the same exact way. It was just really touching because I hadn't thought about how all these different youth from all over the country say it the exact same way I've said it every Sunday, and it was just really, it was really cool. And yeah, I really felt God there. Thank you guys.
I'm Jack. I am also a recently graduated senior, and I'll be attending NC State, and I'll be moving in on Thursday. I think one of my favorite memories was just talking to a bunch of strangers, and for like when we'd have our 30-minute walk there and back, and then we'd have a bunch of other long walks everywhere, I would just every time I would talk to like a random person that I had no idea who they were for like 15 minutes, and just kept going for so many different people, and then giving them bracelets. It was just nice to, mostly it was bonding over sports, but it also was other things. But it was just nice to see, just talk to so many other people. Also the food, very good memory there. I tried a lot of new food. Like I had gumbo for the first time, very good. Had alligator, thank you Jackson. It's very good. And the beignets are very, very good. I also had Popeyes. I was in New Orleans, so that was also very good. So the food was just very good. Like eating with everyone, it was just nice every day. And just back to the Stranger Things, I really bonded over sports with a lot of people because there were so many people from Minnesota there. So it was really a good opportunity. And that's when I saw God the most. It was really just talking to people that I wouldn't have before, or just this was like an excuse, and it was just a lot of people step out of their comfort zones. That was just nice. It was good. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Bella. My top 3 memories were, like, we had a lot of little funny jokes that we made, and one day we were at the Crab Shack, and I told the waitress it was Charlie's birthday. He had no idea that was coming, and it was just really funny. We ate a lot of good food. I liked like beans and rice that were Louisiana style, and then Walk-Ons was a lot of our favorite restaurants. As well as meeting new friends while giving out bracelets and just bonding and getting closer to our youth group and just like making memories with us. My favorite God moment was definitely the mass gathering every evening. It was just cool to see everyone gathering together. And also Blessing Offer was my favorite band.
I'm Claire. I'm going to be a junior at Nesbitt this year. Some of my favorite memories were playing Uno every night, especially being able to connect with a bunch of different people from different churches through playing those games. Another one was all of the speeches every night. They brought really good speakers and they were all very powerful, especially Jacqueline Bosey. Another favorite was all of the food we ate. Walk-ons was really good. The beignets were really good. We got to Cafe Du Monde in the airport, not the actual stand, but it was still very good. My favorite God moment was the gathering, especially when we all sang together, because it's a giant arena with everyone singing at the top of their lungs, so it was a really nice connecting moment.
My name's Charlie, and I'm going to be a junior and one of my favorite moments was my beignet hamburger from Walk-Ons. And also every night getting to play Uno, especially one night when we got to play with this kid named Cooper. He let me and Jack cheat while playing without saying anything. And also being able to share all the bracelets that we had with other people and getting to meet them. Just a really easy way to meet them. My God moment was we finally took off on the airplane after being on it for 7 hours. And not just having to sit on the landing for a while.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm going to be a junior this year. Some of my favorite things that we did, like many other people said, were Uno and the games that we would play, just bonding together and doing all these different activities. Similarly, like everyone else said, was Walk-Ons. It was one of the best restaurants we found, and it was really, really good, and I tried alligator for the first time. I think just the bonding and the passing out the bracelets just helped me feel connected to the youth group and connected to everyone else around us. But my God moment, probably bonding while being stuck on a plane for 7 hours and then finally getting to take off. So.
Hello, I'm Mark. I'm Elizabeth's son. And in New Orleans, I experienced a lot of fun and good moments. But moments that stood out were getting to get closer with this amazing youth group. After New Orleans, I feel a lot closer to them. I feel a lot more included, and I really appreciate it. Another good moment was all the food. Again, Walk-Ons. Walk-Ons was good, the chicken Alfredo at Walk-Ons. And I also had a seafood bowl. That was very good, very messy though. Another good moment was probably, I didn't write this one down, so probably all the bracelets. A lot of the groups had bracelets, including us. As you see, I still have mine on. And my God moment was just walking around New Orleans, connecting with the youth group and seeing all these amazing things in New Orleans. Thank you.
I'm Jackson. I'm a rising sophomore at A.C. Reynolds High School. And one of my favorite memories was I was the person that bought the weird food for everybody. You've heard a lot of people mention the gator. Not many people have mentioned the fried frog legs, which were not quite as widely accepted. Another good memory, we went on a riverboat down the Mississippi River, and while on there, everybody was a little bit bored, so I bought a $5 pack of cards from the gift shop there and taught everybody how to play poker. It was a good time. And another good final memory was on the Synod Day, we did a scavenger hunt. And we ended up winning that scavenger hunt after we convinced a minimum wage employee at a toy shop to let us take a picture with a chess piece so we could say we took a picture with a bishop. And then my God moment was after you left the arena and you could just see the total size of the gathering. You'd be shoulder to shoulder, 5 blocks covered, much to the disappointment of all the locals trying to get through all the intersections. And that was just really cool to see.
Hi, I'm Laura Baylor. I'm the other adult leader besides Liz, and so Liz and I had a good time working with the youth. So I'll share, I've written down some things, but the kids already said them. So I really like the speakers at the mass gathering. They were all really fabulous, but 3 that stood out to me. One was Austin Channing Brown. I had read her work previously, so it was really cool to see her. She's a social justice activist. My second one that I really liked as well was the Reverend Sally Azar. She's the first female pastor in Palestine, and she was very inspirational. And obviously to be a female Lutheran pastor in Palestine, you have to be pretty brave, and I found her to be very inspiring. And the third one I liked was Jacqueline Bussey, who several people have mentioned. She shared her story, and she is just a very riveting speaker. I actually bought her book when I got home. It's called Outlaw Christian. But I would like to share a quote that she said with our kids to think about as you, go on to college and start your school year. No matter what life brings, may you dance anyways. Share your scars anyways. Sparkle anyways. Believe the dumpster anyways. Know you are loved always. And that theme of love resonated through all of our speakers at the gathering. It was a message clearly from our bigger church of the LCA to let our youth know that you are perfectly made just the way you are. You're created to be you, and whatever that means, and for you, and that you're loved. And so that was just an overall theme. I was really inspired to see the work that the LCA is up to. When an Interactive Learning Day, they had stations set up about the issues that the LCA is tackling, and it was really inspiring to see that we are part of a church that is working so hard to really carry out the message of Jesus. And so that was really inspiring to me. And then the other thing that really stood out to me was the final 15 each night. So we'd come back, we'd have mass gathering. They've alluded to playing cards. So that was called community life. So you come back to your hotel. Our hotel was a community life area. So they had a quiet room and a loud room. Our kids went to the quiet room and played cards. I'm sure it wasn't that quiet. I didn't actually go. That was just for the kids. And then they would come to our room and share our highs, lows, and God moments for the day. And I was always surprised at what stood out to them. We took all these bracelets they mentioned. I thought, oh, who's going to want to do this? Turns out that was a huge hit. I didn't know. So it was really fun to hear which speakers and what events had stood out to the kids. I wanted to share one other thing. People have mentioned Blessing Offer. So he's a blind singer. And before I went to the gathering, I learned about him through a friend over at Luther Ridge. But he has a song, and it's called Brighter Days. And if you know me, you know I had a really hard time before I went to the gathering, and that song was really special to me. So to see it performed at the gathering and everyone pull out their flashlights, and it's a song about hope. And so if you're feeling kind of down, it's a really great song. The message of a brighter day is coming. So those were my top 3. Well, several of my memories, I guess. But I want to do some thank yous, though. So I had to make a list. I probably still will forget someone. But so I wanted to thank first, just so you guys know, as part of the church, the North Carolina Synod was very helpful in planning this for our youth. They had a Facebook page. Deacon Becca, I don't know if you could, but I messaged her a lot of questions, and she always answered me, so they were just really helpful. They had an event, Lenore Ryan, that Liz was able to go to learn about the gathering. The ELCA had some webinars that we could watch, so I just want you to know how helpful the church was in their communications with us as leaders to prepare it. They also gave us some clear bags. We had to carry clear bags around. I wanted to thank Liz. She made this great slideshow, and just a thank you slide, but she didn't put her own name in it, so I appreciate all her efforts as being one of our leaders. I wanted to thank Andra Nuss for organizing our pancake dinner. Many of you probably were there. Thank you for attending it, but it was a really great event, and Andra did all the work to help us do that. It was a great fundraiser. I want to thank the parents of the youth. So they helped us drive down to Greenville to the airport. They helped pick us up, and it was delayed and delayed and delayed, so they were probably real tired for work the next day. But they were just really supportive and helpful. I want to thank David Lloyd. He helped me to figure out the flights. We made our budget a year ago. Flight prices were much less, so it took a while to figure out when we could find the flights for 11 people and that sort of thing. I want to thank Michelle Grush. Where's Michelle? I don't know where she is, but back there. So she answered a lot of questions that we had as well and shared her experiences with us as we were planning for the gathering. I want to thank the youth. I was kind of nervous. It's been a long time since I've chaperoned a group, and I was like, gosh, this could be a lot of work, but you guys were awesome. You stayed together as a group, you followed the rules, you got to bed on time as far as I know, and were just really made it easy to be your chaperone, and a really enjoyable and memorable experience for me. So y'all were great, very patient despite, our kids were so great in the airport when the things were delayed. There were adults losing it and screaming at employees, and all of us remained quite calm, so I was very proud of them for that. So thank you guys for being just awesome. And then finally, I want to thank Pastor Sean for all of his support in helping us get ready, and most importantly, all of you, the congregation here at Nativity. Liz and I are just volunteers or parents, and so to have the financial support from the church, be able to go on this was really a blessing, because it's a lot of work to plan it, and so to not have to worry so much about the fundraising piece on top of that. So I just want to thank you guys so much for your financial support, for your prayers, and just well wishes while we were on the trip. So really, really appreciate that. I think it was, life-changing, memorable experience for sure. And I think that all of the youth will remember it forever. I know I will. So thank you very much. So, do you guys have any questions for us that you would like to know about? You can ask the kids a question too. Princess?
My question is, could you post your slide presentation on the church website so we can see it?
I think so.
There's some great quotes in there too. So, Pastor Sean, can we do that? Yeah. Yes, there's some good stuff.
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the ELC has YouTube channels where you could have watched the live stream, but all the videos of the speakers are there, so you could put the link to that too in the e-news if you wanted to watch any of those, because they're really good too.
Yeah, the
ELCA or?
Yes, it's their YouTube channel is 2024 ELCA Youth Gathering, but we can put that channel on. I can actually add the channel to the slideshow, so somebody could click on it.
This is for Ben on the table. We have his picture on the table. He was looking forward to the food in New Orleans, but he did not mention his favorite food. What was
Yeah, Cafe Beignet was just like on the block down from our hotel, so we went there a few times.
It's right here. There's our Cafe Beignet. It was super close and it was not crowded. When we tried to go to Cafe Du Monde. It was so crowded we couldn't get in. So this was less crowded, and it was equally good. So.
Maybe I missed it, but what was your God moments what was for each of you? What was the whole trip? What was your God moments?
Mine was the mass gatherings and being in community, seeing 15,000 youth, because I think a question often asked is where are the youth at church, and it was amazing to see that there's lots of them out there. Bishop Eaton, she spoke at the opening and the closing, and she also said that too. So I think just seeing so many youth having so much fun, smiling, singing, and it was really just a magical moment, because you don't get that very often in life where you're all just in that community.
and I did not say mine, I wasn't thinking about it when I was standing up here. I would say my God moments were definitely in the mass gathering, especially when everybody was singing together, and there was a couple times where they turned off all of the lights in the arena, and we all just had our phones out with our phone lights, and all of those phone lights illuminated this whole enormous arena. And it just, I looked around and was like, each light is a kid, you know, holding up a phone. And I just thought that was really powerful. And then I think it was Ben who mentioned saying the Apostles' Creed in the mass worship on Saturday morning. Just hearing all of the voices in unison saying it together was pretty amazing.
I remember, and also in the mass gathering, the slides messed up and the words were wrong on the slide, but all the kids were Lutheran, so they all knew exactly what to say. It was hilarious because everyone just kept going.
That's right. Yeah, I noticed that too. We were sitting there saying the prayers and it was wrong on the slide, but we all said it right. All 16,000 of us. And then leaving every night, it was just this mass of kids all leaving, and the traffic just had to stop and wait, and the drivers were so angry. But you can't run over 15,000 kids walking down the road. And it was just, you know, to be part of it, and everybody singing and laughing and passing out bracelets and where are you from? And I think we met somebody from pretty much every state in our country. So that's pretty cool. So, and just being with our youth every night during our final 15, our wrap up of the day, we couldn't get through it without lots of giggles, and but it was really awesome just hearing their experiences and seeing their perspective on things. Any other questions?
When's the next one?
2027 in Minneapolis. Yeah, the next gathering is at the end of June of 2027, so 3 years. So we figured out that 3 of our current youth can go to that again. Mark, Jackson, and Eleanor. They'll be graduated seniors at that point. And then, who's going to be in high school? Francis and Adeline and Abby.
And maybe more people.
Hopefully some more. Yeah, we were figuring out who could go in the next one.
Well, thank you guys so much. Pastor
Thank
John,
you.